Remember Bramley Road all those years ago? Quaint as it was, something like this was always the dream. It was the dream, the future. But now it's the present. And it's all eyes on Allianz Park today.
When I first arrived at Copsall, before it became Allianz Park, right, the West Stand was just under having a refurb, a lick of paint to make it, to brighten it up, bring it up to standards. We was under construction in the East Stand. The time of the year it was very, very muddy and, you know, very, very grey, as it were. A lot of work was going on with it. Our main contractors, Eric Wright, and a lot of subcontractors. You know, the lovely piazza that we've got now was under about 8 foot of mud and just puddles everywhere. You know, we've got the 3G artificial pitch here now, which is fantastic for the first team and for everybody involved. It enables us to have a game on it on a Saturday or a Sunday, and then open up the facilities to local community and schools and the environment on a Monday morning. You know, for us, maintaining it and keeping the upkeep of it is not as much work as a grass pitch. You know, we've got our own tractor, a brush and a rake, which we sweep the pitch daily for an hour. On a Friday, we like to give it a 3-hour sweep and rake. Prior to a game, we leave the pitch clear for 24 hours. I mean, we work closely with a company SIS who installed the pitch. They're fantastic, and another company called Technical Services. And along with them, you know, the pitch is always in prime condition and ready for our boys to go out and do the business.
It's gone so quickly, really. Actually, this last year of being there, I think for us getting on the field really and having our own ground and obviously picking up the win first and foremost was a big thing and a good start for everybody. So it's been a good 12 months really. Everybody's enjoyed it. The fact that Saracens now have their own home has been great. I think it's one of those things that, as a club, I think they've always wanted, and being at Watford it was never the future. And Nigel Ray, I'm sure, will be delighted that with the progression that's been made there over the last 12 months. But it's a good place to play. The surface is great. Everybody enjoys playing on the surface, and particularly this time of year when the weather isn't great and a lot of pitches will be waterlogged. Allianz Park still stays firm as ever, and that's what we enjoy playing on really.
I think it's been two things. I think obviously the way the team's changed, the attacking patterns, and also just the quality of the pitch in the sense that, you know, obviously every time you go there, you know the wind and the rain's going to be, you know, it's going to change a little bit, but the actual playing surface is so good. I think you can see the amount of tries that have been scored there. You know, it's leaps and bounds above most other pitches in the league, if not all of them. So, yeah, I think it just, whether it subconsciously makes you want to play rugby because it's a cleaner surface, and yeah, just both teams seem to be going out there whenever we play and throwing the ball around a bit more. I think it was Worcester I scored one against. I think it was the second one I scored against them from the halfway line, which was pretty good. So I think that's my favourite.
Yeah, it was huge for me. You know, both Saracens and the Eagles have been a huge part of my rugby career. So to be able to wear an Eagle shirt at my home stadium was fantastic. There wasn't a huge crowd, but at the same time, the crowd that was there was making a lot of noise. And the best part of all was we came out with a win against Russia. So all in all, it was a fantastic day. Yeah, I spoke to a lot of the guys, and they really enjoyed the stadium, the artificial pitch. A few of them have played on those kind of pitches in the past, but they said this is one of the best. So fantastic positive feedback.
Coupled with the fact that it's a fantastic ground, the atmosphere is brilliant, and you know, I think there's so much more potential for growth there as well. So, you know, to be a team that hosts the Sharks, one of the top Southern Hemisphere teams at our ground, you know, it's fantastic, and hopefully there'll be a lot more games like that in the future. Obviously Cardiff have you know, followed suit, and you know, I think there'll be a lot more clubs doing it in the future, especially if you look at the last 3 weeks or 3 months rather of rugby in the UK. You know, it's been a mud bath every single week, every single game you see on television. So you know, as to the game, you know, the quality of the game improves, and I think it's good for spectators, and you know, it's fantastic as a player, you know, to play on that surface. You know, some guys might disagree, but I don't think so, not in this squad. You know, everyone's happy to train there and happy to play there.
Yeah, down the road we've grown, and the use of the 4G pitch and the facilities that we put in place, so the indoor track and some of the other rooms we've managed to maximise for various different sports, but mainly rugby and athletics. In the last year we've seen over 100 fixtures take place for senior and junior rugby. Seen 3,500 players grace the field and have a go to see what it's like on a 4G pitch. And then in addition to that, we've seen nearly 100 different schools come in. They've had training sessions, they've had a chance to watch the players, and when they take their training sessions down here, they've had an opportunity to have a stadium tour. So all in all, a great experience for anyone coming down. We've also seen nearly 3,500 hours worth of pitch use and track use as well, whether that's indoors or outdoors. So over a year, that's quite a lot of time we've seen the pitch in use, but compared to where we've been previously, we've never had that luxury. And it definitely is a real luxury that we can offer community and for ourselves to use for various different events and activities.
The awareness is definitely getting out there. We're having a lot of new business coming in, especially on the private side. We're right in the heart of the North London Jewish community, so quite a lot of businesses coming in on that side. We've seen 103 events in the last year that have been non-match day, which over 5,700 people have attended. So it's quite a lot. We're getting quite a lot of exposure. They're only going to double, triple, year on year. It will get more and more. The more people we have, it's a word of mouth thing. So the more people we have, the more events we'll have. We already get people calling after weddings, parties they've been to inquire the next day about having those for themselves.
Yeah, it's completely changed how the foundation have been working. It's been pretty amazing. The 4G pitch has actually allowed for programs to run there pretty much 24/7. The venue at Allianz Park seems to be acting as a catalyst for rugby and rugby development in that area. The amazing program that they're running in autistic sport on Monday nights at Allianz Park wouldn't be happening, and it's the only one of its kind, which is pretty unique and very special. So it's just amazing to have a base, and obviously the foundation didn't really have a base before that, so for us now to have a base and somewhere to work and somewhere to bring people back to is pretty special. It just gives the parents of those children a 2-hour break, which is something that looking after autistic children they don't really get. It's a pretty full-time job. And the people that are working there do an amazing job with the children, and then the parents can go up to the Tulip Club, have some coffee and play games and just relax really, which is having been to a couple of the programs, a couple of the sessions actually, it's pretty special how much it means to the parents and actually the children as well.
There's a lot of people employed here, and there's a lot of people who love it. They've chosen to come here because they love what they're doing. And that's what life's about. If you can get something that you really enjoy what you're doing, that's what it's about. Try and get on the Arsenal pitch, try and get on the Northampton pitch during the week, not a chance. So this is really used